last year he pulled one home run down the line all year. He had a couple he had 4, I think, in the power alleys. They were definitely just him missing, and missing, quote unquote, and getting out in front of a couple and crushing them. But he's got 2 down the line. He pulled that other one. Like, he looks like he's actually taking better swings. Archon, my football cohort, ran a couple stats this morning that in May, at least, his elevation's way up to like 2018, 2019 levels. And he's currently on pace for 26 home runs and also 35 stolen bases. But that doesn't matter this year because this year is stupid. But 26 home runs is pretty good. And that's a lot of that's based off of the last month. So he looks like he's actually approaching hitting better. Inside pitches are not being driven the other way. He's actually turning on. His pull percentage isn't actually higher. He's just elevating what he pulls. And that is like half the battle here. So if he keeps doing that, even if he is, depressed a little bit, he's never lost hard hit percentage. He's always punished the ball through all of this downtime. He's just been a ground ball monster. Just get it up in the air. It's going to fly out. And yeah, he turns into a huge weapon if that happens, especially because apparently nobody can play defense in left field in the league. And also he is now throwing the ball 95 miles an hour. So like just good stuff all around from Yelich. Lots of signs of improvement.
Yeah. And Kurt Hogue actually had that a couple days ago. He was talking about the May launch angle, and we do have a question coming up about that, but yeah, Kurt also mentioned that. So this really is sort of an all-around thing, and I'm going to take the other part of his question here because I think you hit the sort of what we need to look for, and we still need to be very cautious about this because we have all jumped the gun on this before.
It's like a week. Yeah,
it's a week. It doesn't matter yet. So
yeah,
you need another month and a half at least here.
Yeah, we've all jumped the gun before on this. So, but I will say that like Christian Yelich getting to be some sort of approximation of MVP Christian Yelich is the number one thing this team is missing. And it's going to be the hardest thing for them to get, right? This is the hardest thing to do, is to get an MVP anchor bat for the middle of your lineup. Somebody who's going to put up really, really good numbers. And so if you have it, it makes everything else sort of function smoother and kind of click into place better. And so like when he gets into like how big would that be for the Brewers? Absolutely massive. I think it transforms kind of how the offense functions from top to bottom just by having that big bat in the middle that is sort of, especially a guy like Yelich who gets on base a ton and also slugs when he's going well, being able to do both of those things in the middle of your lineup, both affects the guys in front of him in terms of being able to drive them in, and affects the guys in back of him in terms of him being on for him to be driven in, right? So it's sort of the perfect thing. I don't think we're anywhere near being able to say that that's happening, but you asked the question, so I'm going to say that would be absolutely massive.
Yeah.
All right, next Yelich question comes from Adam Post asking, do non-pulled home runs from Christian Yelich even count?
No.
On a more serious note, is his improved launch angle average this month a good sign or an aberration? So we kind of referenced this too. Paul, what do you think?
I think it's legitimately a good sign, small sample size notwithstanding, just because it's been consistent for at least a little while. And I feel like it's actually kind of hard for Yelich to luck into this much elevation. Like his, I messed up StatCast earlier, as you all know, but his launch angle for the year is up to 5.7, which isn't great. But last year was 3.6. In 2021, it was 2.8.
Yeah,
and it was like in that realm like 3 weeks ago. He has really been elevating it a lot lately, and like his swing when it's not going well will luck into hitting it on the ground more than anything else. Like it's just built. It was built for that. So I think we can be cautiously optimistic here that it shows that there is effort from him to get the ball in the air. It's unlikely that he's just lucking into a whole bunch of launch angle increase, and it's likely he's trying. So that's good. That's a really, really good sign. It might not hold out. Pitchers might figure out and adjust back, but I think there's reason to be optimistic here. This is looking a lot better.
Yeah, from Kurt's tweet, and this is on Saturday night, so this is before the Sunday pulled home run. Before he did that, his launch angle for the month was up to 9.9 degrees. So you have to figure it's probably, or at least was, I don't know what exactly he's done tonight in terms of air outs and ground outs, but he's around 10 at this point for the month. So that is going to bear watching. But we did this last year. I'm not sure exactly. And it feels like it was about this time of year where we had a thing where we're like, oh, the launch angle's going up. And so we have gotten excited prematurely about this before.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to be careful. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if he's going to get better, it has to start someplace. And this is a place to start. So fingers crossed that this is it. But, you know, we've seen enough problems over the last few years that, like, we have to be somewhat skeptical of his ability to hold this. The biggest thing is, yeah, when he pulled that home run on Sunday, I was way more excited than I would have been if that was, like, you know, to dead center field.
Heck yeah.
Yes, like it would have, and hit a lot harder and further. I was more excited to see it pulled. And I mentioned this on Twitter this morning, Paul. You said something about this, and I responded, you know, it's not, I want to make sure that we're clear about this. It's not that we're mad at Yelich for hitting balls the other way. Being an all fields hitter is a good thing.
But you have to actually be able to hit to all fields, to do it.
Including the pull side. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's leaving out the easy part and doing the hard part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's having opposite field power is the hard part. That's what, you know, sort of separates, like, great hitters from good hitters, is when they have the ability to hit the ball hard to all fields.
Yes.
But Yelich is not doing the easy part, which is, you know, elevating and celebrating when pulling the ball. Like, that's supposed to be the easy part.
It's why my theory is right. He has all the tools to pull the ball reliably all the time. He hits the ball hard. He gets around on the ball quickly. It's just weird that this has been a problem.
Yeah, it truly is just one of the more confounding things. His career arc, we've said this so many times, but, like, his career arc is just so damn weird. It's so
bizarre.
strange.